Hi everybody, how are you doing today? Hope you are all doing wonderful. Just waiting for everyone to get here, kind of drop in, say hello, and we'll start talking about the projects and how things are going, especially with the new fan design. I'm trying to find myself on the computer. And the rain is starting to pour. Starting to pour. All right. Holy crap. Did you guys hear that one? Wow. Good Lord. Okay, we're gonna get hit by. I never get a chance to do any kind of flying around here lately. The weather can't make up its mind. We have lightning, we have thunder, we have half-inch hail. It's hitting us right now. The lightning is very close. I'm on 5G just in case I lose my Wi-Fi network. So hopefully everything stays on while we talk about what I wanted to talk about. And of course I had to do this right into the storm. Hold on. So as you can hear from out the back door over there, it is starting to pour. I don't know how well the mic's picking it up, but it's getting pretty wild out here. Okay, so I wanted to discuss a few things in regards to a new project, but I'm kind of waiting for the crew to show up. I am a few minutes early. I was supposed to start at 3, but I wanted to make sure I was on long enough for people to start kind of moseying on in, so bear with me. Stubby fan. So yeah, that thunder crack just went by. The roll of thunder just was like right over us, just about. So yeah. I am a few minutes early, like I said. So I am kind of waiting that 7 minutes because I said I was going on at 3 in the Discord. And give people time to get here and kind of jump in the chat. Thank you. Thank you. It's taken forever to get this annoying. Have you ever, I don't know if you've ever, I didn't have a beard most of my life. But as I got older, I'm like, yeah, I want one. I figured why not, since thunder. Since I'm Irish, Scottish, all kinds of stuff. So I figured, what would my beard look like? And this is what it came out like. And I have discovered a whole new way of eating with the beard. I mean, you're constantly you're like, don't take a bite too big, otherwise it's gonna go all over the place. And then bites have to be clean. Can't be something way back on the fork. Otherwise it's gonna end up right here. But yeah, it's been fun. I actually like all kinds of music. I like rock and roll, old Motley Crue, AC/DC, White Snake, things like that. But I also listen to stuff like, Biggie, Tupac, Flo Rida, Tom McDonald. I mean, really, it's Tony Swims, I think it is. but I never, I was never good at song names. So I loved the music when I heard it. I was like, oh, I totally love this song. And until like 30 years later, I still don't know the damn name of it. You're a singer? Italy. That, that'd be interesting to take a listen to. I will check that out. Do me a favor because I lose stuff in chat. I got an email on my homepage, channel page. Please go to that. Send me the name of that album on Spotify and I'll look you up. I'm interested. Because I don't want to lose it. It's like, it's the ADHD, okay? You give me a name, you give me a title, it goes in one ear and then into a paper shredder. Nothing personal, it's just the way my head works. Yeah, if you guys got any information for me you want to give me, please email it to me. I have an email dedicated solely to the channel. I swear, if the tornado sirens go off, freaking husky hair in my freaking mouth. So yeah, I will be waiting on the crew for another couple of minutes to jump in. They knew I was coming in at 3, so I want to give them the time to get here. Hey Roberto, if you're still there, if I listen to your music and I like it, and I think some of it's gonna go good, some of my videos, I'll have to talk about you letting me use it on some of my videos or shorts. Get you out there, get me out there, it'll be fun. I'm so funny. You hope. Just keep repeating it over and over again. What are you referring to? Here we go. Here's the obvious question that I'm sure that you wanted me to ask. Who's they? I'll bite. Tell me who they are. So we're just going to spam the chat with it? No explanation whatsoever? I don't even know what that statement means. So, I know what it means grammatically, but in reference to me, I have no idea. Just gonna keep on spamming it. Okay. All right. That's good. I like it. Yay for them not getting me. There is the crew. It should be here by now. Waiting for his friends to show up. Fellow pipe smoker, Ivor, welcome, welcome. Please have a seat. We are still waiting for some people to get here that are part of my crew on these lives. And I can see that Kiani something or other is going to ask oddball questions. There you go. Light it up. Wish I had better tobacco today. I honestly do love. I mean, what pipe tobacco? And I don't know if YouTube cares that you're telling me this. What pipe tobacco do you smoke? Because I've been looking for something sort of robust and sort of. Because I used to. I have cigars too, but I like the Sherpa. You know, the Robusto Sherpa. Captain Black Gold. See, that's what I was gonna get, man. That's the one I wanted. Okay, Keanu Wi-Fi. You said that, and I don't want to have to remind you that you're repeating yourself. Yes, the Captain Black Gold. That's some good stuff. Blue can. One was a blue can that I had. Somebody got me. Ah. You're definitely more into this than I am. Yeah, it would give you a longer smoke break, wouldn't it? It's not like going out and just lighting up a smoke and you're done. You're like, now hold on a minute. This is a process, Captain. You must contain yourself. Yeah, exactly. But there's a missile inbound. It will wait. The Seawiz will handle it. I'm currently enjoying the tobacco. Smoke sheesh? Is that a question or just an emotion? I don't know what that one was about. Oh, this one was, honestly, it was because I had two pipes and I broke the stem on one of them. And this is the only way I could do it. So I could go like this, yeah, but then my pipe wouldn't be vertical. So, yeah, I'm kind of poor that way. But it works. How's everybody doing? I'm glad everyone's coming in and having a good time checking us out. We do have some projects that we do want to get into and discuss. Again, I'm still waiting for the crew. I have told them that I am here, but they have yet to arrive. And if you've looked at any part of my channel and any other arena other than what we're discussing now, you'll know that I'm into 3D printing RC turbines and planes and things like that. And can't forget Deadpool back here, right? This one, I loved doing this. This was the magnetic one. This came out beautiful on that X1 carbon. And it's the one that has the magnetics where you can kind of pop everything apart and put it on. Or change, I guess you can change these out for a different version. But yeah, it came out really good. Oh boy. Coming down now. So, all of a sudden, out of the blue, we got a thunderstorm warning with half-inch hail, possible tornadoes, and high winds. So, I've been trying my best to get over to my job site to put up a security camera. And for some reason, every time I try, or to go fly. Like I want to go fly the if you look at the playlist on the Dill drone, and yes, I said the Dill drone. So YouTube, don't misread that. You'll see that I've been trying my best to get outside and fly, but every time I want to go out to the park, where the field that I usually fly to get more room, it starts pouring. Or I put up my camera, it starts pouring. Because I'm not climbing up an electrical pole in this. I mean, I would, but my wife would probably not let me. So she thinks that regardless of the fact that I've been electrocuted more times than anyone that she knows, that I probably wouldn't survive a lightning bolt. I'm on the other side of that. I could probably take a lightning bolt. I am not testing you, oh Lord. I am in the armpit of California, directly in the Central Valley, which is currently now getting hammered by rain. It's insane. We've had, when I was growing up, we didn't have tornadoes here. Now we've had several tornado warnings. We had a couple tornadoes touch down in town and just ripped the roof off of a building. It was just crazy. So now, me not being from an area where this is normal, but again, I have ADHD, so everything could be on fire, and as long as it hasn't gotten to me yet, I'm totally fine. Actually, this weather excites me like crazy. I love it. Yeah. Yeah, it's always spring in Texas. I think that's why I keep looking at, I see these ads where they're like $239,000 get you this huge, beautiful looking mansion with like all the marble inlays and things like that, and the huge lofted ceilings. I'm thinking to myself, $239,000. That wouldn't even get me a carport here. I just have to convince my wife that Texas is the way to go, and get out of this place. I was born in California. It's not my fault, but I've been trying to climb out of this bowl ever since I could walk. Arizona, also another option. 78 degrees where I'm at, real nice. See, that's okay. That's okay. I like 78 degrees. Personally, I'm a winter guy. I like the colder weather, and that's why the back door of my shop is open, and I'm just kind of watching the storm to see what she does. And if there's a tornado, I'm going out there. My wife's probably gonna be like, "No, you're not." It's kind of an off-the-wall question, but what do I think about invasion of USA into other countries? Well, my personal opinion on it is, was it called for? Were they killing innocent people? Were they harming someone? Were they attacking us? Were they attacking an ally? I mean, realistically, you have to consider the overall reasons why. So, yeah, I mean, if somebody wants to drown, they'll find out. Just like the Houthis found out when they fired a couple missiles at one of our ships. Yeah, and we cratered the shit out of them. Okay? So, and with us moving another carrier group into place, among other things, Those lovely B-2 bombers right off Iran. Yep. If you're feeling froggy, Iran, just leap. You be a pillar of ash. Like that. Sunrise, 3 a.m. Okay, I'm trying to catch up on chat. Hold on. Yes, dear, I heard you. I know. I'm not going outside in a tornado. Spoil all my fun. The whole administration is deplorable and mentally ill. Are we talking about the current one or the one before it? Please clarify, Mary. What's going on? I don't know how to say your name, but welcome. I don't want to say it wrong and offend anyone. You know, I like to offend people as a group. So, yeah, that's basically what we're discussing is we're just kind of chatting and then we're going to get into the projects that I've been working on. Mainly updates on the Stubby fan version 5 and its big brother, V6. Okay, well, the costs are going somewhere. Who's the Oh, we got a Trump hater in the group. Well, welcome. Your opinion is your own. You're welcome to it. But the side that you do support, regrettably, has no more power. We have stripped it from them. We're taking all of their slush fund money, and you can just go look it up and see what Stacey Abrams did with hers, and that's all you need to know. But your opinion is yours. I'm not going to fault you for it. I doubt you're Christian, but that's judging, so I will ask, are you a Christian, Mary? Or do you just hate one person? There's a cult. Okay, well, hold on, back up a second here. I'm trying to catch up on the chat. Hold on. Let's make it interesting. Mary, it is your opinion. It really is. I can tell you that from working for the government in the past, that what you believe is a racist or a fascist or however you have labeled anybody who supports Trump is kind of the opposite of what you were preaching beforehand when Trump was in office. You wanted equality. You wanted everyone to be seen as equals. You wanted everyone to have equal rights. But now that Trump is in office, you don't want anybody on that side to have any rights, because you're afraid they're going to take away your rights. And your rights haven't been taken away. None. And if you're going to say reproductive rights, I'm not even going to go there, because, and it's for the simple reason that it's obvious what's going on there. So, you know, don't make excuses for your lack of ability to control your own desires. And definitely don't let a baby suffer for it. So, there you go. I never said you hated anyone. Whoever's saying that she hates, let's not be judgmental about that. If she has an opinion, let's let her speak her mind. You're not going to win anybody over by listening to what's going on. You know, if you're being called a MAGA or a maggot or whatever they want, whatever name they want to call, responding the same way is not going to win them over. It's that simple. You have to go not just the Republican way, but the way Republicans were founded, and that was within a faith of morality, a Christian faith. So there's nothing wrong with them. They just see the world through a different lens, and you just simply have to say this is how things are. I'm sorry. This is the truth of the matter. Eggs went down $3. That's a good start. We're getting there. Hey, I'm right there with you on that engineering project. Me, it's more luck. People, and luck and ADHD. People say it's not gonna work. It's not gonna work. And I'm like, I don't know how I'm gonna make it work either, and then I make it work. Go with your gut. Speaking of politics and religion, my cousin lives in Scotland, lives within 100 feet from an abortion clinic. He's no longer allowed to pray in his own home. Oh yeah, I've heard about that, where people have been, like, if somebody sees you praying like in your house, you can get arrested for it. And we expected that. That was, ironically enough, people say the Bible is fake or a fairy tale, but says this exact thing will happen. And you'll be persecuted for your beliefs. And funny that how a 2,000-year-old book, actually it's older than that, quite much older than that. The oldest written text about our God and the Savior is pushed aside for a book that Darwin wrote like thousands of years later. It just baffles me. But yeah, if somebody were to come to me and say, you're under arrest for praying, then I would personally defend my family, because I know how these things go. Okay, I've been in a war. I've seen what governments do to Christians in other countries. So yeah, I would personally take matters into my own hands. If you said I couldn't pray in my home, threatened to take me, my children away from me, anything like that, you're going to see the earth crack open right underneath you. That's all there is to it. Allah means God, right? If you're not talking about Elohim, you're talking about the wrong one. And I stand by my faith and my decision. So we can agree to disagree and still have civil debate. But if what you believe in says that you should be destroying me, you really won't finish that thought if you ever try. Agreed. We should all love each other. That's what Christ commanded. That's what he taught was love. Love thy neighbor. Treat others as you would have them treat you. Help the poor. I give away stuff I can't even afford to give away. Just because, like I've said before, if it brings somebody on the street even a moment of peace away from where am I getting that meal? Or where am I getting that next cigarette because they're addicted to smoking? If they put themselves there, that is not for us to judge. It is for us to help, though, when we can. And that's what I believe. Well, God is all the gods and none of them, in my opinion. Well, there is only one God. And if people get confused about the Trinity, and that's because, they don't, you can't put the concept of space-time as we perceive it on the existence of a creator that created it. So the idea that everyone's like, oh no, he's three people, oh no, he's one person, oh he's all three in one. Well, he is all things. So yes, you have Christ the Son, you have God the Father and the Holy Spirit. And Christ the Son was the embodiment of the Father on earth. So from eternity into time to sacrifice himself so that we would have a way home, back to him, if that makes any sense. You have to understand that time isn't part of the equation when it comes to God. He's not bound by it. He's outside of it. Well, okay, so I get what you're saying about that it's all one God. But the text that people choose to follow in regards to this is the big excuse is let's make God one big umbrella over all religions, and that's not going to work. That's not going to work. There's only one religion, and that religion is the one that states that he sent his Son for our salvation. That's Christianity. If you don't believe in Christ, you're not going to heaven. I don't care if you were the best person in the whole world. I've said it before and I'll say it again. Hell will be full of beautiful voices. People will deny God knowing he exists, and even the demons can't do that. So the people who don't believe in God, you even got the demons amazed at that one, because they know God exists. Satan knows God exists. If you deny God, if you decide, I don't believe in God, they're like, wow, that's something we can't even do. Welcome. And they'll usher you straight in to your eternity. Hope it's worth it. That is tobacco. That's going in the pipe. Oh, glory. Tobacco. The other pipe, we won't get into. So Satan's your God? You realize he lost, right? And if you follow him, you're going to lose too. I know you're going to say, I don't believe in God, I believe in that. Well, guess what? Satan believes in God. Because that's who kicked him out of heaven. So, if you say you have, you're a Satan worshiper. I'll pray for you, obviously. Because the devil has enticed you into his grasp. And whether you believe it or not, the wolf doesn't care whether you believe. He stalks you from the tree line. That's all there is to it. I'm a hypocrite? Who's the hypocrite? And explain why. See, people like to say stuff like this. They like to speak out. They like to say, you're a hypocrite. Why am I a hypocrite? Tell me why. Since you're judging me, which isn't your place, tell me why. I believe he was talking to me, Hayden. I assume. I'm trying to catch up on chat. Angel comes in with the spelling correction. Oh, that's funny. Oh, yeah. Just trolling? There is a line from the States test results. Opportunity should act as a matter of duty by working without attachment on. This, I have no idea what you're trying to say there, but it's hard for me to see this screen. We're getting so friggin' small. What are we talking about over here? Oh, I was talking about Iran. I was talking about Iran attacking our allies. Somebody asked me what I thought about us invading other countries, and it's like, well, how do I answer that question? Pearl Harbor, Hiroshima, and Nagasaki. That's all you gotta know. You think we would have done anything to Japan had they not attacked us at Pearl Harbor? You think we would have gotten involved at all? No. We tried to stay out of it, and what'd they do? They pulled us into it. They pulled us into the war. That's what they wanted. And they got what they wanted. So, turn the other cheek. See, that's another misinterpretation. He doesn't mean walk away and be, ashamed or whatever, or like turn the other cheek and don't hit back. He means turn the other cheek and say, is that all you got? And that's what I say to you. Is that all you got? That's what God meant. He didn't say, sell your cloak and buy a sword, and then say, turn the other cheek and walk away if somebody hits you, because it's the Christian thing to do. And he said, is that all you got? Stand firm in your belief, because God is with you. Let them attack. They'll be struck down. I promise you that. It's interesting to me how people take so many verses completely out of context. Completely. And they use it to try and make a mic drop moment that they can drop in the comments, because they don't think that I've done the research, and they don't know that I'm married to somebody who is finishing her bachelor's degree literally in the next month on apologetics and biblical studies. So, and she's a devout Christian who's been studying the Bible even before she went to college for it. Talk about what you want to talk about. Like I said, I might not agree with your opinions. I might not agree with what your religion says about mine. You may not agree with mine, but you're welcome to your opinion. You can speak it out here, as long as we keep it civil. It's that simple. I was asked a direct question. What do I feel about the United States invading other countries? Well, if they deserve it, if they've attacked us, if they're harming innocent people, and no one's doing anything about it, absolutely. And if Iran wants to keep doing what they're doing, then, which is basically fighting their proxy war through Hezbollah and attacking our ships, then they're going to get lit up. That's all there is to it. It's like going into the forest and saying, I'm going to poke this bear, and I fully expect it to respect the fact that I'm poking it without doing anything to me. It's a stupid idea. Dancing boys. What part of this conversation? Okay. See, now we got a question here. What's the question about the 3D printed Deadpool mask? What would your question be about that mask? It is fitted to me. I realize, though, it's been a while since I've had a trim. So, while I do have to have my beard trimmed, I usually keep it a little bit shorter, a little bit tighter on the sides, and my hair is usually cleaner on the side. It would fit just fine. But as it is, I can't get the thing over my beard. I like it. I look like beard pool. But yes, it is fitted to me. It actually would fit fairly well on a slightly smaller head than mine. Yeah, it came out pretty good. It took a whole bunch of magnets to put together because the whole thing, each panel is put together with, oh, sorry, Stubby fan. It's put together with just a ton of magnets. It's like all up and down, all the way inside. Everything inside's held on by magnets. But they hold on pretty tight so that you can basically get the thing on there. It looks like one solid piece once it's on. But, yeah. It was fun to build. So now Stubby Fan is wearing it. Stubby Fan V1 is wearing his Deadpool mask. So, Old Glory, you're not Islamic, but we're gonna. Who's talking about Islam? Based on a book that was barely adopted in the late 80s. They didn't even decide on the Quran until close to, what, 1989? Somewhere around there. The only comparison you need to have on that, and we'll end the discussion with it, is Islam is destroy your enemies. God is love thine enemies. So that tells you all you need to know. I know you want to continue the debate on the Quran. Go ahead and continue the debate if you like. I'm going to talk about... No, you're free to have a debate about it. Of course you are. Because one thing I will never do is hide my faith as a Christian. So if you want to express your faith in the chat, I'm not going to fault you for it. It's your opinion, it's your faith, or if you just want to talk about it and it's not your faith, as long as we're civil about it, because everyone deserves salvation, whether they found it yet or not. So feel free. I'm going to talk a lot about what I'm working on. Okay. Now, does everyone here, if they haven't already, know about the Stubby fan, the Mach 1 project, so on and so forth? You're not civil about Islam? Why? In what regard? Explain. Go ahead and explain in more detail. Yes, the updates. We're going to get to that real quick. Yeah, so you're against it or for it? I'm trying to follow the chat. David. Oh, this is a MAGA channel. Way to make the interest, Dave. Welcome. You're welcome to stay. Okay, no one's gonna bite. Yeah, I guess it's a bit of a MAGA channel. You could call it that. I mean, I believe in my country. I believe in the freedom. That's why I fought for it. And that's what I did, you know. And now I'm in a situation now where, you know, I'm not making very much cash to support this hobby, but I'm putting everything I've got into it to keep you guys going. It's just, you know, I'm on VA benefits because I was wounded. So I'm trying to get it worked out because I've had other complications from it that have arisen over time. I barely just got my veteran plates. I was like 20 years out. I just realized I could get veteran plates for my car. I just got them today. So you're all so Dave is MAGA? Because when you first jumped in, you were like, "Oh, this is a MAGA channel." I was like, maybe you were rolling your eyes or something. Okay, all right. Old Glory, I've got to clarify. Let me read back what's going on here because I still haven't figured out whether you're for it or against it. You're not civil in what aspect? Are you? You need to elaborate, unless you think it'll get you in trouble in chat. You've been looking for more MAGA people? They're all over the place. And you know, the term MAGA was, they call us MAGA, but it's a slogan that says "Make America Great Again," and for some reason or another, it's been demonized, like everything good in the world. Subversion agent? Hold on. Wait. So, okay, I'm not even gonna get into that. To be honest with you, it's just like, what the heck? It's like you're not being clear. to actually explain what it is. Can we have a statement that's just to the point right now, Old Glory? Okay, well, until then, we're going to talk about the Stubby fan. Now, everyone remembers how big the original Stubby fan is as far as the blade size is concerned. This is the Madonna version. And it's a 170 millimeter 22 blade high pass EDF on electric using a 48 volt motor. And it's going to run at 110 kilovolts. Or 110 kV motor with 150 ESC and 270C LiPos, 22.2 volts hooked up in series. So that I can get 48 volts, obviously, at 4,400 milliamps. Testing purposes only. The main battery packs will actually be bigger than that. The motor is 60 horsepower at 75 volts. So I'm still going to get around 13.8 to 14 horsepower at 48 volts, which is plenty to get me to the RPM range that I need for this fan, which is roughly 25,000 RPMs at this size. However, I have been developing its bigger brother. And you're thinking, well, what's bigger than a 170 millimeter EDF? And that would be this one that I'm developing right now. I've hubbed it. I'm printing the blades. It is a 340 millimeter EDF running direct drive 110 kilovolt 75 volt motor at 48 volts to prevent overheating and to keep the amp draw low. And it will run at a maximum of 6,000 to 8,000 RPM operating range, which means it can be direct drive and not pushed through planetary gear. Each one of these blades is taking me 1 hour and 47 minutes to print. It took roughly 6 hours for the main hub. And then I am going to finish my stator design because the new connection shaft to this has a bearing bore of 40 millimeters. And the bearings that I've chosen are 40 millimeter in ID, internal bore, 52 external, and they'll be stacked, 4 of them together into the stator so that it can run on a thicker bearing. Because these were a thinner bearing, roughly 5 millimeters, I think, or more, possibly more. I think it's 40 by 52 by 5. So I want 20 millimeters worth of bearings, so I'm putting 4 in there. And that will be how I redesign the stator for this. The stator will have the central bearing hub, and the actual stator itself will have the vanes necessary going out to the actual casing, which will be broken up into 2, possibly 4 parts, depending on how big it is on the build plate. And then I will assemble that stator casing, stator bearing casing, and then that will start the integration process of driving this thing. There's a large hexagonal shaft down the middle, and that is what will drive it. It'll be a direct drive to the 7070 flip sky motor, which will give me the exact RPMs needed to push this to its maximum theoretical velocity for the size. I'm not even going to tell you how many pounds of thrust it's estimated at, because you'll never believe it. But that is going to be the bigger brother to this. And the great part about this is, even with this smaller fan, running the same motor through a 4-to-1 gear ratio, I get the 30,000 RPMs I need out of this, 25 to 30,000 RPMs. Theoretically, you could go up to 32,000, but this is max values. You're never, unless it's an emergency, going to use max throttle all the time. So roughly half to 3/4 throttle, obviously under half. Just actually with the bigger motor, it's going to be way under half for a hover. Because we were talking 55 pounds of thrust for this design off of that motor. That motor is much, much larger, and it is actually going to, the estimations of static thrust is 550 pounds. I don't think for an instant that I'm ever going to push it that far. That's the maximum RPM. So if we say a conservative 200 pounds of thrust to be on the safe side, times 4, that's basically a drone that has a lifting capacity of 800 pounds with 4 340 millimeter 22 blade EDF ducted fan engines. So, I'm not showing up. Can everybody else see? Wait, what's going on? I missed something? Oh, the notification didn't show up? That's odd. That's exactly what somebody else said to me. They said they got the notification later than the live. And that was one of my friends, so maybe he'll get the notification. Maybe he'll just jump on and see. So we'll see what happens. But basically, this live was about riding out this storm that we've got going on, and because I thought it was cool, you know, because we're under that storm watch, and you know, they're like talking about half an inch size hail. I'm like, oh, that's great. I don't have anything to protect my car, so because my garage is now my shop, so hopefully it survives. I can't tell if that's an insult or a compliment. Something. I wonder how long they sit there thinking of what to say first before they type it out. Then they read it over to make sure it looks good. And then they send it. And it has nothing to do with anything I'm talking about. Welcome aboard. I hope your janitor was a good man. Oh, you guys are funny. I love it. So, as I was saying before, Stubby fan is basically going to be massive. Strike XL just got an upgrade, and if I hit close to the theoretical max, if I get to half throttle and I get to even close to even half the theoretical max, I could ride this damn thing. That'd be fun. Because, you know, you're looking at 800 pounds of thrust. If you take the drone's body weight, you put my body weight on top of that, it's still, you know, like almost 3 to 1. You know, if we say the drone's 50 pounds, maybe more, with all of its gear, all of its batteries, and all the blades, and all of the printed framework. Of course, I'm not going to get on printed framework. I'd have to TIG weld an aluminum frame first before I could trust that one. Get some aircraft grade aluminum up in here and start building something. You know, then I'd ride it. But at that weight, first off, it said the theoretical static thrust was 550. I'm not, like I said, I'm not going to attempt to even prove that with this blade, because I designed this blade to be 3D printed for testing, but ultimately I want to get it CNC'd. So I'm going to get a pocket CNC or find somebody who's willing to CNC this thing. And I am designing the tolerances to CNC specifications, so we're looking at 0.05 at a maximum on tolerances. So so yeah, the idea is to test the fan and see what we get, see how long this blade holds together. I can tell you that these don't just, they're a lot heavier duty, that's for sure. They don't just slide in. You have to tap them in. I have a plastic and rubber mallet, double-sided one for this kind of stuff. And you have to tap that thing in there. These aren't glued in there, but they're not going anywhere. And the back plate, once it goes on, will secure them in place. The idea is to see how much how many RPMs this sustains safely in this configuration. Because if it survives, and like I'm hoping it does, then basically when I do the CNC aluminum version of this fan, then we know that it's going to work for our needs. So that's what we're going for. The original fan is sitting over there. I'll show it to you. I still want to get the dill drone out. I know that sounds funny. That's the name of the drone. I have a playlist for it. If you don't know what I'm talking about, go check it out. If you're new here, please subscribe and share it with your friends. Click the bell for notifications, and I'll try to figure out why nobody's getting notifications. And we'll go from there. But man, it's amazing how many people get here at first and then they just dive out. It's incredible. Probably because nobody's getting the notifications that I'm going on. Which, I don't know if that's a setting thing on my side or what, but I'm going to have to check it out and find out. So, yeah, I'm going to have to design a new stator casing for this new blade. It's going to be direct drive, like I said. That's still going to give me, you're looking at 110 kV motor, 48 volts. You times that, 110 times 48, you get your RPMs. Oh, wait. That's your max RPMs. And that's close to the 6,000 RPM theoretical maximum for this setup. You're not going to need any more than that with 22 blades. I promise you that. It is going to take me another couple of hours to rinse the rest of the blades at 1 hour and 47 minutes per blade. This is PETG, not PLA. It is Creality PETG, so we're going to see exactly what it can take. Wow, you can hear the blade harmonics. It's crazy. That's in there tight. That's what she said. Yes, I know. Somebody's going to say it. But yeah, this is going to look good. And I wanted to make sure they had different blade colors on there. So hopefully I don't run out of one color, because you may end up getting a blue or red blade thrown in there somewhere. But the idea is just so you can kind of get more of a visual representation of how things go. And realistically, it wouldn't take too long to get a spin up ready for this thing. It's just a matter of me designing that stator and the new drive shaft for it. It's actually going to be way more simplified without that 4-to-1. And if the 110 kV can handle it, and I want more RPMs, I could always go up to a 190 or a 200 kV, as long as the heat is in the, as long as the heat is, the cooling is maintained, and it doesn't overheat, and it doesn't heat soak when I shut it down, and I can kind of keep those amps where I need them, then I think we're going to be okay. Direct drive is going to be fun, because that's going to give me some really useful data, especially on a 340 millimeter fan. And the hub being so big gives it that opportunity. It has a lot of centrifugal force. It has a lot of kinetic energy built up. So um, it'll help, I think, when fighting against the torque against those blades. So I think that'll kind of play into it as well, at least to a degree. Uh, Probably not anything too substantial, but it is going to give me an advantage. So, yeah, I can't wait for this test. I can't wait for it. I'm going to be testing both motors, both at this scale and the larger scale, with the same motor. The only difference is 4-to-1 gear ratio on this. Planetary gear system's already installed on the fan on the bench, and a direct drive for the other one. So it's going to be fun to get that data collection. So how many pounds of thrust do I get at half throttle on the 170 millimeter version, which runs on the 4-to-1 gear ratio, and then how many pounds of thrust do I get on the 340 millimeter version direct drive with the same power setup. So that's basically what we're doing. And I chose, again, the reason why I chose that motor was, and a lot of people would say, it's like, well, if your motor can pull 75 volts, then running a 48 volt ESC, you might burn up the ESC, but it's programmable, so you can limit the voltage output that it can give. So you can limit the motor's output by saying, okay, I'm going to set it for 48 volts or even 50. Within the safe operating range of the actual ESC. And again, I did the calculations. That's going to give you 13.887 horsepower out of the 60, which doesn't seem like a lot, but if I go up to a 300 amp ESC and I run a 12S, two 6,000 milliamp 12S packs, 22.2 to run 48, it'll still push hard, especially with a timing of 11.5. That's going to give me my advantage on this build. Lower kV torquier blade motors, they do better with lower timing, so you get more torque out of the engine. Again, it's all going to be trial and error, and it's all going to be data collection. It's going to be basically everything I need. And they're like, well, a lot of people ask me how I track this data, how I write it down. I basically experience it and store it in my head, because if I write it down, I will lose it. And if I don't store it in my head, I'll never be able to find it again. All the designs for this are in my head. All the ideas are in my head. Everything I've ever designed was, I never drew it out first. I never did any of that. I designed it. I go, okay, I'm going to test this airfoil now. Print it out really quick. That's what I love about the X1 Carbon, is I can pump stuff out of there really quick. And that's how it works. For me, that's how it works. It's all up here. It's all up here. There's nothing on paper. The only thing that there is the Fusion 360 files, and then the STLs in Bamboo Studio. So other than that, the knowledge behind what I'm doing is I'm trying to share with everyone so that they can, build their own large drones or an EDF if they want to do it for a jet or whatever. So I'll be making that available as soon as we get a viable solution for the 170 millimeter version. And then the 340 millimeter. That one's undergoing testing as well, and I'm not sure if I can even make those STLs available without some kind of disclaimer first. But anytime I put out a motor set like this, I will include specifications and the equipment used, how I set it up, and the STL files, of course, and what materials that I use that work the best for me. Because I want you guys to be safe out there if you try this. if you want to build one of these things, for whatever reason, you want to, I don't want anyone getting hurt. So the idea is follow the components list. I'll put together a build video, and then you'll all have, and this is once I get everything finalized. This is the only reason why I haven't done it yet, is because I'm still trying to finalize the powertrain of the smaller one so that you guys can have a reliable system to work with. Ooh, how clever. Good one, 16-bit. Good one. I think when people try to bait you into saying stuff on a live, it's quite hilarious, because I've been alive a lot longer than probably 80 to 90% of you. So it doesn't work, you know. 6th grade was a long time ago. You have to come up with something new. Buck. He's like, I'll take him on. You know, I'm glad that I have I'm glad that I have an audience that doesn't fall up a flight of stairs. Because there was that one guy. All right, so let's take a quick look at the other fan setup for everyone who might be new here, which probably isn't many, because it says there's 5 people watching. I don't think YouTube likes me very much. They were taking away views yesterday. I got 7,200 views on a short in less than 30 minutes. And because and then I got an email stating, well, users want to figure out how many people are actually engaging in their shorts. So they want to set those. Now they're going to count seconds of how many times people actually watched it and got engaged with it. So it went from 12,000 to 8,000 views, like within a few hours. So they were just cutting views off. And I'm like thinking to myself, you mother... I swear, it's like anything to just make it a little bit harder for me to get to my goal, you know. But that's fine. That's fine. That's totally fine. Let them do what they're gonna do. They can put whatever wall up in front of me they want. I am going to make it whether they like it or not. That I promise you. I'm messing with the wrong person if they think I'm gonna give up. I could be dead ass wrong in what I'm talking about online. And by the time we're done with this conversation, you're going to believe it's entirely your fault. So, without further ado, let's go shoot the new people, if they are here. The 2 fans that I will be working on that are of the smaller size, the 170 millimeter, front drive, rear drive, ducted, unducted, for various projects. Of course, you have the dill drone, which is the funniest thing in the world to fly. It's so much fun to fly this thing. But for the past week and a half, 2 weeks, I haven't had any good weather to actually fly the thing. So it is running on a Speedy B F405 B3 for Tornado, I believe V1, 4100 kilovolt motors. It runs off of a 1500 milliamp pack for now, because I have a bunch of them. Magnetic lid, Radiomaster ELRS controller, and a Radiomaster TX16S to control it. And it is fun to fly, and it's very stable. It's stable. It's more stable than I thought it would be, being that top heavy. So, and it'll get it too. And so as soon as I can get down to the dang field, as soon as we're not getting pummeled to death with some kind of weather, or, you know, I get out there and then all of a sudden the tornado sirens go off, then I'm just going to fly right into one. You know, I'm going to fly into the tornado, you know, which makes me wish I had an FPV camera on here right now. Because if I'm out there and a tornado starts making landfall, I mean, if it touches the ground, if we get a whip that makes it to the ground, I'm going to fly right into that damn thing if I have a camera. I just got to get a camera. But like everything else with me, it's all about money. And as long as eggs keep going down, I might be able to actually afford a VTX soon and some goggles. But yeah, that's what we're doing. That's the smaller fan, okay? And you know what keeps me going on days like today? When it's cold, it's rainy, I can't go outside, but I still need to get some energy up to keep going. It is bitter coffee for bitter people. And since our chat was full of bitter people, they should probably go by and get some because it's going to help them out. Get your merch while you're there. Go to bread. Damn it, I keep saying it backwards. Breakfast in Bread. The link is in the bio. The link is on the channel page. Use DPC10. You get a 10%, I think it's 10% discount on it. You get a discount on anything at the store. And it's great coffee, cool looking merch. I like it. It keeps me going. So that being said, we'll go back over here to the other projects. We have, oh look, an Ender 3. It's almost like being in the Smithsonian. This baby's gonna fly pretty soon. Still waiting for parts as usual. 120 amp ESC I need to get so I can take the Avian that randomly explodes off of there. And, oh, what else? Oh, I need some servo wire extensions because I'm getting the wires run so that I can, you know, control it. So yeah, that'll be fun. I can't wait to get that one in the air. That one's gonna be a blast. It's either gonna work really, really well, or it's just gonna go, it's gonna be another spectacular lawn dart. Either way, it's gonna be fun. But this bad boy right here, this is fun. I'm gonna go see really quickly, if you hold on just a moment. I'm gonna go see really quickly if that other blade has finished. It's right around the corner. Just give me a second. I will grab that blade if it's done, and I'll pull a plate in here and show it to you. And then we'll tap it in there. Okay. And there's another one. Hope we can all see it well. So what we're going to do here really quickly. God will love this bamboo web. I'm telling you. That easy. Nice and clean. I've been saving all of this stuff, like all the scraps, because I want to get a recycler. So I try to save all the scraps that I can off of this thing. Okay, and that of course was done with a textured PIE plate, and Creality. Dang it. Okay. And Creality PETG. Okay, the plate's clean. Set that right there for a moment. And we'll take the fan real quick. As you can see, slid in there. Oops, knocked that one out. And there you go. Now those tolerances are a little tight, obviously, because it's not like you want one of these flying out. So yeah, everything held in great. Nothing cracked on the backside doing that. It's just going to get tighter as I go around, but that's okay. The blade's coming out beautifully, and gosh, I can't wait till this is finished. It's going to be a heavy blade. Let's try not breaking it, right? But yeah, so that easy. So when you CNC something like this, and that's what I actually built the tolerances on is CNC tolerances. That kind of tells you something about Creality and its PETG. It's actually, regardless of how tight it fits, pretty close to the CNC tolerances. But realistically, the CNC tolerances, you want kind of a snug fit, but you want it to slide in without having to hammer it in. Layer lines prevent that from me, but it also will help keep this in on the plastic test model. So that with the back plate, and we're going to be running 8mm bolts in there, I'll hold it together. So yeah, that's going to be fun. So there, at least you got to see me put a blade in. You know, I was kind of hoping that you get a chance to watch that one. So down to 3. Wow. They do like to limit me, don't they? So what does everyone else want to talk about? Seems like we've had a lot of interesting people show up and then disappear. I'll be right back. I gotta start another blade. Alrighty. Okay, so that's starting another blade, and then another hour and 47 minutes. I'll have another blade. So yeah, this is gonna be a massive fan to spin. I'm telling you, it's gonna be fun. So is there anything else that anyone would like to chat about? I mean, anything at all? We don't have to talk about my projects if it bores people, or if they just want to come in and chat. They want to talk about something. They want to get something off their chest. They just want, come on in, relax. Enjoy the party. Let's just chat. Thank you. to stop? Fine, I'll sit here all day until y'all show up. I should move this way a little bit so you guys can see Deadpool. Okay. Does that work?